guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. and I'm here to doing the review for My Hero Academia Manga Chapter 330, which is essentially All Might 2 versus All for One 2. But yeah, this is the majority of the fight. We are throwing in a little bit of a flashback for All Might 2 just to give us a little tease to her backstory. There should be more to it to come, but in this chapter we get a little tease for that, and it's the whole, you can't be surprised by it because it makes sense. All Might did a lot of saving in his time. We know that he spent some time in America, so it doesn't come as a surprise that at some point All Might saved All Might 2, Stripe Star, whatever her hero name is. I want to know her real name because I don't feel right calling it Stripe All Star, but saved her, and that encouraged her to become like All Might. She even styled her hair after All Might, going that plus ultra in the hairstyle as well. And I've said previously that because she's a disciple of All Might, anything she does is like, she's in a lose-lose situation with me, like, because anything she does I'll say it's because of All Might. But through the flashback, it is displayed that she did have that hero mentality before meeting All Might. So I can give her that. I can give her that. So I think it's safe to assume that if she wasn't saved by All Might on that day, she still probably would have become a hero, because in the incident she was willing to protect herself for her family. I think it was her sister more specifically, but yeah, willing to protect herself and her family. So I can give her that. So before I talk about All Might 2's quirk, I want to talk about what happens at the very end of the fight, where it seems like her quirk doesn't work on Shiggy. And now, how the chapter is basically playing this is that how he's not Shiggy, he's All for One. But the second it didn't work, I thought to myself, wait, hold on. Tomura Shigaraki, or however you pronounce it, isn't his real name. So I'm personally more of a fan of it. More of a fan of this reason, as that's the reason why it didn't work. Kind of similar to the whole Death Note thing, where you have to have a name and a face to go with it to make the Death Note work. I feel like there's a similar thing there, because there could be a lot of Tomura Shigarakis out there, but yeah, I feel like that's the thing. I feel like because she didn't use his real name, that's why it didn't work. But the chapter is playing off that because he's All for One, it didn't work. At least that's the way I see it. The fight, be it a mid-air fight with both characters. No wait, I think Shiggy can fly. I think he has quirks that can enable him to fly. But yeah, mid-air fight where it doesn't seem like anybody can fly. It was kind of good. But when we get in, sorry about that, my phone. Sorry. But when we get into the nitty gritty, which is her quirk, super OP. It actually makes sense now why All for One is saying, once I have that quirk, it's a wrap. That's it. I've won. I've won. Because that quirk is scary dirty, especially if there is rooms for improvement with it. What I mean for rooms of improvement is something on the lines of that guy in Class B who has the copy quirk, where at first I think he could only copy like 3 abilities, and then when it came to Class A versus Class B, that number has gone up. I think it went up to 5. Imagine if All Might 2 can increase her numbers. It's too much, because right now it's on 2 and she keeps 1 on herself, rightly so, but it is too much. Touch something and then you have full mastery of it, or what? Let me get it up. Let me quote what it actually says within the chapter. After touching a target, she can call out the target's name and assign a new rule to it. So there was a bit more. But with this, within this chapter, you see her making lasers hold the ball, and she took out the air out of the environment. It's just too much. And what she tries to do at the very end when touching somebody, if you move, you're dead. Excuse me? That quirk is just ridiculous levels of powerful, even with the limitations of it. You can only use two. You can only assign two rules. Oh, two. One is enough. In all honesty, one's enough. But there seems to be another limitation on it, which I can't quite grasp as of yet, because she's got a rule on herself, and she says that this is the rule that makes her strong, but she also says herself that she can't make herself as strong as All Might. So what is it? There's a limitation there, and I'm really interested to see what that limitation is. But in all honesty, regardless of any limitations you could put on this quirk, it's too way overpowered, and I can see why all for one is saying, if I get this quirk, then it's a wrap. Another thing, sorry, not another thing. There's one thing. I get it. All Might's disciple, so she's gonna have some of his traits. I didn't want to say quirks. Some of his traits. So like the whole bit where she was like, when the whole bit where they were like, "Oh, what do we do now?" And she's like, "We smash." I'm like, really? Did she really need to say that? But anyway, what's everything I've got to say about this chapter? So far, she's doing okay. So far, she's doing okay, as she should be, with that quirk, as she should be. I have in all honesty, I don't know what's going to happen here. I think this fight is going to get interrupted. If One for All, aka Shiggy, was to get this quirk, that can't happen, because I don't see an end game for the series with Shiggy having that quirk, so it can't run. So this fight needs to get interrupted. We need to go their separate ways, regroup, retreat, re-strategize as a unit, because obviously she's just arrived, and then something will happen from there. But yeah, 3-star rating, and like always guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Most importantly, take care, have a nice day.